Right, we're here at sunny Lexington, and I'm catching up with James Herbertson for a random chat. Hello, Herb.
Hello, Paulie.
Not a random chat at all. I want to congratulate you on the 2023 season, leading state driver, leading state junior driver. What an achievement.
Yeah, it is, 23 and being able to do something like that's just a testament to opportunity and a little bit of hard work along the way, but, mainly opportunity.
I don't think it's been done before. There's a couple of reasons for that. One, you keep your junior driver's claim a lot longer than back when Chris Elfords and those guys were done. But it doesn't matter. I mean, I could be wrong, but I think you'd be the first to win the junior and the state drivers' premiership. That's like, has that actually sunk into you that you are technically still a junior, which has me buggered too because you've been driving for a long time, it seems like. But has that actually sunk in?
To a point, it's probably not one of the things you really think about too much. With the schedule, it's very full on, and you're just going all the time, and you probably don't get that much time to sit down and reflect on, what you've been able to achieve over the last few years. But when you say it like that and put it into context, it's probably pretty incredible. But as I say, it just comes down to opportunity, and if you don't have the horsepower, you can't win the races.
Someone will probably correct me, but I can't think of anyone that would have been able to do it. You say about horsepower and the like. You drive for a lot of good stables, but you're not the number one driver for a lot of those stables either. That's where it has been a great achievement. You've got so much support from next level and the level after that down trainers who's just continually put you back on.
Yeah, I'm very lucky. I've got a lot of loyal people and... without them, you can't do what you want to be able to do. And fortunately enough, I'm able to do that and do it nearly every day of the week. So really, I'm able to drive for the top stables every now and then when their main drivers can't drive. But really, the main driving force behind mine is the smaller trainers. People like Ross Graham and my old man, and people with only small teams. But at the end of the day, they continually back me, and if I have to get off one week, they'll still put me on the next, and that means a lot. That they understand that I've got to try and drive the best horses to get the best results. But it's give and take. Some people, they're probably not as happy about it as I'd like them to be, but it's a business at the end of the day, and you've got to put yourself behind the best horses.
It's actually funny because that's one of the questions I was going to say. Like I was at Sean McNulty's the other day, and he was so happy you were driving. I can't think of the name of the horse, but it won at Charlton. Next start you get off. Like he was, he's trying to plan it. He likes the way you drive the horse. You and him seem to get along, and that. But you have to get off, and it must be hard because you can see people like Ross Graham, Sean McNulty, Joe Pace. These guys are continually trying to get these good horses coming through. You've got to make a living. You've got to try and continue to better yourself as well. So it is a juggling act, isn't it? Yeah,
it is. It's very political, and it's probably one side of driving that you don't see too much of. Especially with people like Sean, he's great. He always puts me on the following week. And, the horse you're talking about is Terrorise, and he has been a bit of a terrorist, don't worry. Talk about Joe Pace, he had him, he knows well and truly what he was like. What he was like. And, full credit to Sean, he's really settled down out on his farm, and, his race manners have been quite good, and we get along quite well, sort of understanding to a point. And, you get horses like that, they get up in class, and then they're meeting up with other horses that are up in class. Like the race I had to get off him I had 4 good drives in the one race, all in good form. 3 of them had won 2 or 3 of their last few starts. And, I ended up choosing Dad's one, which ran 3rd, but he still ran a super race. And Kelly Stewart Mitchell, her one ran 2nd. It had won its last 3, and it was just one of those races where you're like, oh, if you could cut yourself in 4, you would. But at the end of the day, you got to put yourself first, and that's what I did. But fortunately enough, those trainers, they still back up and put me on the next week.
It's actually interesting. I spoke to Neville Welsh years ago, and a lot of people may not know, but Neville was the leading driver for many years, but he aligned himself with a couple of stables. And when you have a blue with one of them stables or things like that, it stops very, very quickly. He was actually discussing this with Darryl Douglas. He was saying it's better to drive for multiple stables than trying to align yourself with 1 or 2 of the big stables. The flip side of that is it gets so hard, doesn't it? There's definitely 2 sides to it.
Oh, absolutely. You can't have the best of both worlds. And, you see it all the time. with drivers, they got to just put themselves first, and a lot of the time if they try and put the other stable first, they always get kicked in the arse anyway. Really, excuse the French.
That's all good.
So it's just such a juggling act, and it can be quite stressful. But at the end of the day, if you know the people that you're getting off will put you on the next week, it means a lot, and at the point in time, it means a lot going down the track too, because you'll look after them going down the track.
Yeah, and sometimes there'd be a meeting you might not want to go to, but you say, well, hang on, I might owe them one or two, so you go to those meetings. You've got a wry smirk on your face, but maybe I've touched a nerve very closely at the minute, but that's okay. We won't worry about that. You and I sat under a tree at Bort. It came up across me feed again for some reason not that long ago. It was the first time you broke the ton, and you said, basically you wanted to continue that on. What are your next lots of goals? That was 2 years ago, maybe 3 years ago. I think it was just after COVID had sort of almost round up.
Yeah, it actually came up on my feed the other day too, and I watched it again, and it was quite humbling in a way to sit there and watch myself talk about things that I take for granted now. In terms of driving 100 winners in a year, it's not now what it was then, and you keep on raising that bar, but it's good to look back and have a look. Now it's probably more like I want to get to 250 this year. I'm nearly at 150 at the moment, and we're just a tick over halfway through, and it's doable, but the foot still has to be planted flat to the floor to manage that, and it's daunting, but that's probably the next thing.
You don't mind a sleep, I'll say that much, but do you have a circuit breaker? We're not racing as many Mondays now. Are you able to tune out a little bit?
Yeah, to a point. The days off are good, but on the same token, I do love that every day, continuous, as long as I'm winning, continuous ball rolling. But the circuit break is good. I think it'll be good for everyone. Unfortunately, sometimes you've got to go to the trials on a Monday, and that sort of knocks that out. But, we've still got to have a life, and I'm still young, and there's still things I want to do during the week. But, at the end of the day, I'm very career focused, and, everything sort of revolves around that. So I don't really think about it as much as probably some people do. I've put a lot to the side to continue doing what I'm doing and to try and get the results. I might look back down the track and say, oh, you've done the wrong thing, but I don't really think I'm going to do that. I think I'll sort of be quite pleased with where everything is. I am now, and I think I will be going forward.
Savannah JJ, your first Group 1 win. I was lucky enough to be there that night. I think both of us were struggling. The fucking was a bit emotional that day. They don't come around that easy, Group 1 wins. I'm not sure how many you're up to now, but I think you're still in the single digits. And that, is that your main aim, or what you just said there before, you've set your goal at 250. I think you're down to drive a horse in Tassie on the weekend. Is the aim to win better races, more races? I'm giving you a bit of time just to sort of think about the answer, but do you have a goal? Would you like to be known as a big race driver, a little bit like Greg at the minute, where they seem to fly, people are happy to fly him in for one drive and fly him out, or are you happy to try and hit a couple of milestones? Yeah,
look, I think the good races will come as they will. I don't think you can sort of make that happen. Yeah. You just got to be fortunate enough to get on the right horses. And I think if I can continue to drive as many horses as possible, I'll find those nicer ones and I'll stick with them when they come around. Yeah. I actually said to Greg, sitting behind He's From Heaven the other night at Melton, I haven't sat behind a horse like him for a long time. Yeah. And, he's got a lot of power, and, if I was able to find something like that just with a small trainer along the line there somewhere, I'll stick with it. But, I can't really say I'm looking for those better races, because I just don't have the stock to go for those better races. So that'll come, and, just got to keep on going around and ticking away as we are. But, a few more Group 1s would be lovely. But, just got to sort of take it as it comes. We'll get back to him in a sec. Just on it, because it's an interesting one. Nathan Dawson last year drove 400 winners in that season. But with Not As Promised, he was able to also go across and enjoy some of the big carnivals. So it is doable. And Nate's a little bit like yourself, not necessarily doesn't drive for any of the dead set pinnacle trainers in Queensland. Most of those guys drive for themselves, but he's still able to drive 400 winners. So you have a Queensland connection. I don't know how well you know Nate, but I mean, someone like him must be a great inspiration to you, as well as Puppet and Greg and these guys that you do know. Oh, absolutely. Nathan driving for Graham Dwyer, he picked up that horse from Greg, actually.
Yep.
It was sent up there and, just went from strength to strength, and you see he stuck with it. Wherever it went, he went. And so it is doable to be able to find those horses. And, you look at the races he won with him, it was pretty incredible. Redwood and such. But
Derby, I have to correct you. It was a Derby.
Yeah. Redwood Day. But yeah, look, as I say, those horses will come along, and if Nathan's able to find them just driving the amount of horses he drives, I'm sure it'll come along eventually for me as well.
Oh yeah, and you don't know where they come from back to Savannah JJ. I mean, you were lucky enough to get the drive at the right time for a bit of misfortune and the likes, and then all of a sudden you've got a Group 1. You had another one, I think it was about bloody 2 months after that. What figure are you on for the Group 1s?
4.
Yeah. Yeah. So I mean, and you got great associations. That was with the Angos, I think, the other one. So it does happen. You've sort of said about your goals and all the rest, mate. I'm just going to say well done for that for a sec. I am going to continue this going just a little bit. I think it's a mighty achievement, and I think we need to celebrate it. It's one of my bugbears with this industry. We probably gloss over some of these achievements a little bit simply, and unfortunately this year with the awards changing, it probably didn't get the recognition that it actually probably deserved, and that's through no one's fault. I mean, that's just where the industry's at the minute. But do you enjoy the industry on that point?
Yeah, look, it was quite disappointing, to be perfectly honest. It was a long year, and to go back-to-back state titles was a big thing for me, but just with the way things are at the moment, it couldn't be sort of what it was or what it has been in the past. So, it's disappointing, but at the end of the day, it's still there, and I still know that I've done it, and that's probably the main thing. I love the industry and I love the people in it. It's just a shame the way things are going at the moment, but things can't be great forever, and it's not like the industry doesn't exist anywhere else. It's worldwide. You can go anywhere and race if you want to and if you're good enough. So the options are there to take it elsewhere, but at the moment we'll stick here and hopefully things turn around.
Yeah, it's a big question there, but I think Europe is definitely one. You're a little bit different to a few of the other guys. I think America's on the radar, but I think Europe's also there because of the little taste you guys had of the Elite Lop and the likes just recently. Not in what's the name of that horse? I can't get it out now myself.
Which one?
Greg's horse that you won on the other night.
Oh, He's From Heaven.
He's From Heaven. Sorry, I had that wrong. Outstanding horse. Looks like a real progressive horse in the right camp.
Yeah, absolutely. It's funny, I drove him when the previous trainer had him at Maryborough Trials, and I thought, geez, this horse is dangerous, and I really didn't enjoy driving him, and I ended up, I think I might have told him that I don't want to drive him anymore at the trials. He was going to get me hurt, but and Greg drove him as well at the trials one day, and he said, it's the worst horse he sat behind, and then, he's turned up in his stable, and he's probably one of the best horses he's got coming through. I'd say he's definitely one of the best horses coming through. So he's got him and... what's the horse's coming to Tassie?
A Duke.
Yeah.
That's right, that was a horse. Oh, no, the other horse. Yeah, they got some real progressive horses. Yeah, his name's left me as well. But you didn't get to drive that. That's for the Hayes boys. And he's a real progressive horse. They're having a great run as well. But you were down to drive one in Tassie. I haven't had a look at the final fields. Are you going to Tassie this weekend for the bow tie?
No, I'll stay here and drive Greg's. He's going down with Command. What is he? Fighter Command.
Yeah. Well done.
And he's going to go driving down there, so I'll drive his here, and I think Liam Older was going to be asked to be going down there, so it's a good opportunity for Liam. And Duke's Choice with Sammy Gangle and Zeke Slater, they've done a great job with him and that. But look, Greg's got some serious power in his stable at the moment, and going back to He's From Heaven, he's definitely, I haven't sat behind anything like him for a while. You could just tell in the warm-up how much power he had, and his acceleration and high speed was incredible. So, as long as he stays sound and his manners stay pretty good, he's going to have a lot of fun with him.
Last year, Greg spent 6 months away. He's not doing as much of it this year. You could tell him he could go and spend more time away again.
Yeah, absolutely. Go back to New Zealand, go back to Europe, Gregory, wherever you want to go. I'll be here.
I can talk to you for too long. Did you enjoy the New Zealand experience? I mean, you were rubbed out, unfortunately, so you didn't get to have a drive. But did you enjoy that experience? And does it, that's not that far to jump across there. They've got huge stake money increases happening at the minute and things along those lines. There's going to have a great, New Zealand Cup Carnival. Did you enjoy that side, getting across there and having a different look?
Yeah, it was great. I stayed with great people, with Sammy Kilgour and Josh Dickey and his old man, John. It was a very relaxing week, and Greg and I sort of tripped around and, had a few lunch dates, and it was good, but it's a lovely country over there. It's so green. We've had a bit of rain here, but I'll tell you what, 2 months ago it wasn't very green. So I couldn't get over the green grass everywhere.
Dickie's place is heaven on earth. It's the greatest place ever. I can tell people to go there. It blows your mind away when you first look at it, and then every time you go back, you're like, wow, it gets better.
Yeah, just the driveway, driving in, it's stunning. You know, it's just everything was just, it was a great little country, and I can't wait to go back and you know, do a little bit of tripping around. I got a couple of family members over there and that, so. But it was a great week. You know, very, very enjoyable, very relaxing, and you know, spent with good people. So couldn't ask anymore.
Well, I better let you go. Well done. Next couple of days, can you get a winner for anyone? You got a winner out there?
Look, we've probably got a tough night tonight at Shep. You know, I haven't had a close look at it just yet, but you know, Maryborough and Bendigo tomorrow. I think Salski's in somewhere. She's going well at the moment. So Garen Donaldson, yeah. So she's a possibility somewhere along the line. But yeah, I take one day at a time, and I really can't remember who's going around today anyway.
I was about to say something. You're worse than me. I can't remember me, but at least you got Fighter Command back. That was good. We got okay, mate. Well done. Congratulations, mighty achievement. And as I said, I don't think it's been done before. If it has, it possibly would have been a little while ago, but even then I don't think, well, some of the old stories I've heard from the old guys the first couple of years, they couldn't get a go. It was only once they got out of that junior ranks. So well done, mate, congratulations, and keep up the good work. Look forward to seeing whether you can get to the 250 this year, but if you're at 150 now, I reckon you got to try and crack that 300.
Oh look, it's pretty daunting. I've had an incredible last couple of months, just the amount of winners, and the horses are racing really well, and you know, everything's going pretty good at the moment. You know, if we can keep that going, we might be a bit of a chance of getting to 250, and if we get past that, that'd be great. But you know, just keep on ticking along for a while.
2 line length, you're unbelievable. You got to get a little bit, you know, a bit imaginative. I give you a hard time about sleeping, and you just let that one go.
No, just stay quiet, Paul. You got to stay quiet.
See you, James.
Thank you, mate.